What if every certainty you hold is built on shifting sand? What if the truths you cling to, the ones that guide your life, your choices, your heart, might not belong entirely to reason, nor entirely to revelation? Could your mind question freely while your soul still believes? Or are these two worlds destined to collide, forcing you to choose? Humans have always sought to grasp the nature of truth, to reconcile the tangible with the transcendent, to make sense of what can be measured and what must be felt. This quest is neither simple nor abstract. It is the heartbeat of our consciousness, tension between certainty and wonder. In the luminous era of the Islamic Golden Age, this struggle took on extraordinary clarity, becoming a living, vibrant debate between two towering minds, Al-Ghazali, the mystic whose soul ached for the certainty of divine revelation, and Averroes, the philosopher who placed unwavering trust in reason as God's light shining within the human mind. Al-Ghazali argued that human intellect, no matter how sharp, is ultimately insufficient. Some truths, God, eternity, the soul, exist beyond the reach of logic, eluding even the most disciplined reasoning. To rely solely on reason is to drift through a labyrinth without walls, lost in shadows, yearning for guidance that can only come from the divine. Averroes, however, offered a bold counterpoint. Reason itself is a divine gift, a sacred instrument designed to illuminate the mysteries of creation. Far from opposing faith, logic, reflection, and study serve as bridges, drawing the mind closer to the eternal. Yet the tension between these visions was palpable, almost visceral. Could human intellect truly coexist with divine guidance without tearing itself apart? Could devotion and curiosity inhabit the same heart? Or are we doomed to the impossible task of walking a razor's edge between certainty and doubt? Centuries before, Socrates wandered the crowded streets of Athens, asking a question that resonates across time. Do you know what you know? His relentless inquiry reminds us that the struggle to reconcile reason with belief, doubt with faith, is not bound by geography or era. It is universal, timeless, and deeply woven into the fabric of what it means to be human, to seek, to question, and to yearn for understanding that both enlightens and humbles the soul. And then slowly he turned to revelation. In the stillness of prayer, the quiet of contemplation, and the luminous clarity of mystical insight, he discovered a certainty that reason alone could never grant, a light that penetrated the deepest shadows of his doubt, a knowing that transcended intellect. Meanwhile, across the Mediterranean in Cordoba, Averroes defended reason as a sacred and divinely entrusted tool. He immersed himself in the works of Aristotle, in the patterns of the natural world, the subtleties of law and ethics, insisting that human intellect, rigorously applied, could illuminate the truths of God. Yet this path was perilous. To challenge established interpretations, to question orthodoxy, was to risk exile, condemnation, even death. Reason and revelation were no longer abstract debates. They were forces that shaped lives, governed society, decided who survived intellectually, socially, and spiritually. And so the question endured. Heavy as a heartbeat, could a human mind hold doubt in one hand and faith in the other, without toppling? Could intellect and belief coexist in harmony, or were they forever fated to clash? The struggle was not merely philosophical. It was lived, breathed, and fought for in the very marrow of existence. Al-Ghazali argued that some truths are woven into the fabric of existence in ways that intellect alone cannot grasp. To rely solely on reason, he warned, is to wander endlessly in a fog, to search for certainty where none can be found, and to risk despair when the mind reaches its natural limits. Revelation, contemplation, and spiritual insight offer a light that logic cannot produce, a way to touch the eternal, the infinite, the sacred. Averroes, however, countered with equal passion. Reason itself is a gift from God, divine instrument entrusted to humanity to explore, to question, and to understand creation. Logic and faith, he insisted, are not adversaries, but companions, each illuminating what the other cannot reach alone. Modern neuroscience provides a surprising resonance to this age-old debate. The human brain, magnificent as it is, has boundaries. Some questions about morality, the sublime, the infinite, and the essence of consciousness cannot be fully resolved through cognition alone. And yet, reason remains indispensable. Socrates' relentless practice of questioning reminds us that humility before knowledge is not weakness, it is the highest form of wisdom. So the question endures, haunting and urgent. Can faith and reason coexist within a single mind, guiding one another like twin stars in a dark sky, without one dimming the other? Or is tension inevitable, a perpetual friction between knowing and believing, between what can be seen and what must be felt? The challenge is not abstract, it is the very pulse of human reflection, a mirror to our desire to understand, to believe, and to live with integrity in a world that constantly tests both. Here's the paradox. Revelation promises certainty, yet asks surrender. Reason promises understanding, yet can never guarantee it. What if the greatest wisdom is not in resolving this tension, but in learning to live within it? Could the seeker of truth embrace doubt and belief, intellect and faith as complementary paths rather than adversaries? Al-Ghazali did not discard reason, and Averroes never abandoned faith. Each understood that intellect and devotion have their own domains, their own powers, and their own limits. The tension between them was not a flaw. It became a guide, a compass pointing toward deeper understanding. Modern cognitive science confirms that humans can sustain conflicting beliefs simultaneously, that the mind can hold paradox without fracturing. This is not a sign of weakness. It is the engine of reflection, creativity, and growth. Perhaps the mind and the soul are not meant to fuse into one seamless certainty. Perhaps their purpose is more subtle, more dynamic. To dance, sometimes in harmony, sometimes in friction, moving to rhythms of doubt and illumination. The challenge is to navigate this dance with grace, to question without cynicism, to believe without rigidity, to act without paralysis. It is a lifelong exercise in balance, humility, and courage. And so the question reaches inward. Could you, like Al-Ghazali and Averroes, walk this path? Could you live fully, relentlessly seeking truth, while keeping your heart open to awe, mystery, and the quiet, transformative power of wonder? To dwell in that tension is not failure. It is to live at the edge of wisdom, where thought and spirit meet, where reason and revelation entwine, and where the deepest human insight may arise. From Baghdad to Cordoba, this debate shaped centuries of philosophy, theology, and human thought. Today it is alive in every question we dare to ask. Can you reason freely while your soul believes? Can faith and intellect coexist without one defeating the other? The answer is not a simple yes or no. It is a practice, a daily navigation, a courage to hold uncertainty in one hand and trust in the other. And in this tension lies freedom. Freedom to question, to believe, to grow, freedom to live awake. And that is why Al-Ghazali and Averroes remain unforgettable. Their struggle is your struggle. Their questions are your guide. So, reflect on your own balance between reason and revelation. How do you navigate the truths you encounter every day? Share your thoughts below. Your voice continues this ancient debate.